incredible. We have, under various different group names and things like that, depending on what issue we're fighting. But this small band of patriots has stopped over $70 million of spending in the past 2 years in Washtenaw County alone. Now we have other groups. We have a really great group in St. Clair County that also works very closely with their fellow Tea Party groups and the other members. So that genesis and that ability to transcend any differences that we might have to come towards this goal of limited government has worked very well with our groups that we've seen. And it's become a model that we've attempted to propagate throughout the state. One of the things that we do is, as Campaign for Liberty, I'll travel around the state and train various Tea Parties that have asked me to come in on how to do grassroots action. And I'm talking local grassroots action. So I train people how to do things similar to what we did when we stopped a few weeks ago a $29 million bond in Saline. And this is effective. And we've come together, and these groups come together, and they're making a difference. And that is the big key here is, number one, you act locally. Don't let yourself get swept up into every national controversy or issue there is out there. Make sure that you take back your own backyard. And number two, we hold their feet to the fire. A quick story, recently, both the House and the Senate, nearly unanimously, with the exception of 6 Republicans, voted to expand the 21st Century Corporate Welfare Fund. We had a member that got that news. He was on the phone all day yesterday calling supporters of the legislator that voted for it in his area, letting people know how that legislator voted. And that legislator will think twice next time. Thank you.
Thank you. I consider myself something of a traveling patriot, if you will, and I think that's consistent with what I see as the Tea Party movement. I think we are liquid in that we are like the very lifeblood of the country, as liquids are lifeblood of humanity itself. We move in all directions, and we come in different forms. Sometimes we're hard and solid and impenetrable like ice, and then other times we boil and we evaporate and we seem like we can't accomplish anything. And it's really difficult to capture us, but then we come raging in like a tsunami and we make effective change like Tony was talking about. And so I really at this point want to turn and say thank you to my fellow panelists for all that you do, and thank you to all of you in the audience who care enough to do something, anything, to help restore our republic. That's the big picture. I have for a long time thought that there are probably 100 Tea Party patriots in every square mile in this country, some areas excluded of course, but my thought was confirmed by Karl Rove on the Fox News channel recently, where he brought his little white board out and he drew a circle, and that was the Tea Party patriots, and then he drew a great big larger circle around that, and that's the Tea Party influence. So we have a bigger influence than the people that are actually standing up and saying, I'm a Tea Party patriot. And therein lies the rub. How do we reach those people? How do we capture them and get them to come in and help do some of the work that all of us in this room are doing so much of the work? Well, we have a couple of initiatives in the Tea Parties that I'm involved in. One of them, the Troy Area Tea Party. My friend Mike Connors is starting an initiative along with Sharon Lilio of the Rattle With Us Tea Party group. They have contacted a management consultant, and they have started a series called Interactive Strategic Planning Sessions, where we're asking people to come in and help us with ideas on how they would like to see the movement progress. Again, once we get the people involved, we feel as though we might be able to encourage them to help do some of the work. And that's working out very nicely. Bonnie Coombs from the Central Macomb Patriots, another group that I'm involved in, has started what we call Feet to the Fire postcard campaign. And what we do is we buy the postcards, we buy the mailing labels, we pick the issues, the legislators that we're going to contact, and then we have the attendees at our Tea Party meetings fill out the postcard saying we support this issue or we oppose that issue, and we send them and we mail them in a group to the legislators so that they know that we're watching, that we're aware, and that we are interested in the issue that maybe they're promoting or opposing. That program is having great success as well. Right now I'm working with a local radio station, WDTK AM, to develop what I've called the Patriots Report. It's a 1-minute or a 2-minute spot where we're going to announce our events for the upcoming month. With that radio spot, we can then link it to our websites, our blogs, send it out in email, post it on the internet all month long. So it gives us an opportunity to promote the various things that we have going on. And even if an event has passed that we're promoting, it's still giving us the name recognition that we use to get people involved. I would encourage any Tea Party leader or group in the area to come and talk to me about being involved in that Patriots Report. I think it's going to work out real well. I'm also working on, and this is at beginning stages, what I'd like to do is develop an industry-specific presentation and then go to various companies in my neighborhood, our neighborhoods. For example, small automotive parts suppliers, for example, may be interested in seeing how the government takeover is adversely affecting our auto industry and how joining the Neighborhood Tea Party might help. In conclusion, I'd like to say that the individual ideas, no matter how small you might think they are, they could be important to the success of this movement, and no matter what our opposition does, or says, or thinks, or feels, they will never break the will of the Second American Revolution of Ideas. But this isn't a job for the weak of heart, and it is a job. But we know that we're working together, and together we will